and welcome to a new episode of Journey of a Christian Writer. In this episode, I'm going over external conflict, 7 main types of story conflict. In a previous episode, I discussed 6 outside forces in a story world. By using these outside forces, writers can conjure up different types of story conflicts. 7 of the main types of story conflicts are the following: character versus character, character versus technology, character versus supernatural, character versus society, character versus nature, character versus fate, and character versus self. For the first type of story conflict, character versus character, this type of story conflict involves 2 or more characters that are in an altercation, disagreement, or some type of ongoing battle. This type of conflict is also referred to as person versus person. For the second type of story conflict, character versus technology, this one is when a character or characters are up against the intelligence and challenge of science. This type of conflict is also referred to as person versus technology. For the third type of conflict, character versus supernatural, this is where a character or characters are in a battle against ghosts, evil spirits, vampires, or otherworldly beings. This type of conflict is also referred to as person versus supernatural. For the fourth type of story conflict, character versus society, this is when a character or characters fight against societal rules or traditions. This type of conflict is also referred to as person versus society. For the fifth type of story conflict, character versus nature, this one is when a character or characters are up against the forces of nature. Now, this one, it can be about weather, but it doesn't necessarily have to be about weather. It could just be about characters who are just trying to survive in the great outdoors in general. So, when it comes to this one, don't just narrow it down to like thunderstorms or tornadoes and things like that. It could just be characters trying to survive, like in a desert or in a wild jungle with animals. So you can also take that approach when it comes to character versus nature. For the sixth story conflict, character versus fate, this is where a character or characters are in a type of personal struggle with their destiny, calling, or purpose. This type of story conflict is also referred to as person versus fate. And finally, for the seventh story conflict, character versus self, this type of story conflict involves a character or characters within an internal battle of fears, doubts, or just their beliefs or trauma. Even though this one in particular is more internal, it can have or cause external conflict because however the character feels internally determines the actions and behaviors that they'll take externally within the story world. So based on that can actually be hindrance to the character based on the choices of their actions and behaviors can be of hindrance also to the characters. So it's internal conflict, but it also can be an effect upon their external conflict as well, which is why it's included within these 7 story conflicts. But that's pretty much all for this episode. As you can see, there's different types of story scenarios that writers can take when it comes to using the outside forces to conjure up different types of story conflicts. I hope this episode was helpful, and until next time, happy writing. My publishing company, Risen Halo, is now on Pango Books. Pango Books is an online platform where readers can get used books at discounted prices. Are you an avid reader? Interested in getting my Christian fiction books at discounted prices? Then follow my shop to get the notifications on special sales. God bless, and thank you for your support.